I'm now joined by the owner of Pick's Pub, Steve Pickering, who is celebrating 1 year of being in business. How are you, Steve?
Very good, Randy. How are you?
Good. Before we get into your business, please tell our audience what you did prior to becoming a small business owner.
Well, first, thanks you for the opportunity of
Mhm.
having me on your show here. For the people that don't know, I'm a retired police officer here with the Village of Elmira Heights. I did 20 years there. I did 2 years prior to that with New York State Park Police, which is a totally different field from what I am now. It was a union job, and now I'm in a total business job where everything falls on me.
And so, tell me about about Pick's Pub and why you decided to start your business.
So Pix Pub was an idea that I had just by hanging out at local bars and getting to know local owners from local establishments. And as I was driving around one day, just in a patrol car as I was still working, I noticed a building for sale, an old Catholic War Vets building. And I says, wow, I wonder how much that is and what it would take to start up a small business. And reached out, and within, like a week, we came up with an agreement to buy the building. Unfortunately, at that time, I retired, hoping to get things up and running within 6 months. And turns out where the building just went through one hiccup after another, and it never did close on it for 20 months. So in the meantime, I'm still driving around and in the Heights, and I noticed another bar that has been closed for 6 years. Reached out to the owner of that building, and we came up to an agreement, and then Pix Pub was formed.
And so, did you have any experience in the restaurant business?
I had zero, and it,
I
and
like to hear this. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
and it showed in the beginning.
Mhm.
Everybody thinks, and you still talk to people that, oh, it's easy, you can own a bar, that's no problem, or own a business, in fact.
Right.
uh, and that is very untrue, especially if you're not self-disciplined to manage, the finances. There's so many more taxes and fees and
Mhm.
and stuff that I never even thought about.
Right.
Doing up a business plan, for the bank, and all that type of stuff actually taught me a lot in itself. And then,
How many
but it
times did you
never,
get turned down by the bank? When I was my
no,
business, I got turned down like 3 times. But go ahead.
it wasn't the fact it was turned down. It
Mhm.
was more, you need to go back and
Yep.
make this
That's what I
change,
mean. Yeah.
or
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
before they actually accepted the business
Yeah.
plan.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Mhm.
Now, I didn't have to do it for the current business Picks Pub.
Mhm.
Uh, I had to do it for the business over there at the old Catholic War Vets building, my original plan.
Mhm.
But because I was already doing that in this business, Picks Pub, I didn't have to do a business plan because I didn't have to go to the bank.
Mhm.
The agreement and everything that was made just worked out where I had, all I needed to open it up. So
Mhm.
there was no business plan here, which did help, but definitely, doing a business plan, getting help with a business plan is helped me out tremendously, knowing anything about business.
Right. And so the amount of hours, because when I was owning my business and my wife had her business, I used to have people ask me, "So when are you off?" And I was like, "Never." So is that the case with you?
And that is true. Uh, in the very beginning, I was here almost every day of operation. Of course, we were not open for breakfast. So at that time, we were open from, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. And I was here outside of being able to rush home for an hour, 45 minutes, just because the computer system was all new to every new employee that we had. I never used a POS system in itself, so that was
Yeah.
very interesting too,
Hmm.
to set it up just by somebody helping from the company, not necessarily being a friendly user and understanding
Right.
it. But we got through it. But after the 3 months, it's been very fortunate that the team that I got fortunate enough to hire and put in place, they are so amazing that
Hmm.
they do allow me to get away and have some free time to myself and refresh and
Right.
keep
That's
enjoying
key.
it.
That's key. And so, talking about the restaurant, what can customers expect when they come in?
So customer, like, again, just by, hanging out in local bars, not necessarily corporate bars, but the
Hmm.
local bars around the area, getting to see how the employees, especially when I first started looking into open this up, I was watching employees, watching owners, watching managers, and I just was not satisfied that the customers were actually getting a great customer service,
Right.
and it bothered me.
Hmm.
My goal to open this was a couple things. A, give employees a great job where they know they feel safe, fun to show up to work and they make good money.
Hmm.
And B, to provide great customer service in a friendly atmosphere to a local bar that everybody's going to walk out and say, you know what, that place is nice. Their
Right.
customer service treated me like we were family.
Hmm.
And it's not just the regulars, it's everybody.
Right.
You are greeted when you walk in the door. If, of course, that we're, not that the server's not somewhere and the bartender's not on somewhere, but they will certainly, hey, welcome. Uh, then greet you within, 30 seconds. And if they are busy, I'm the one doing it. I think it's very important to get a very good welcome when you go in, have a
Right.
great customer service going out, and that's what's going to bring customers back. So,
Right, because my wife and I we had come home and experienced a bar in the area, and they never waited on us. We left, and we were like, we'll never go back there again. I mean, we
yeah,
waited like 10 minutes for someone to even acknowledge us. So that's great that you do that.
and
It's perfect. Mhm.
it really is a pet peeve of mine to see
Right.
that happen. I
Hmm.
mean, we go out, even before I own a pub, you go out to, because you don't want to have to cook, you don't want to have to serve,
Right.
and you're
Hmm.
willing to pay for that. And
Hmm.
when you don't get it, it's very, very frustrating. And
Right.
it does leave a bad taste in your mouth. And
Hmm.
that's one of the big reasons why I opened this place, was because I knew that I'd be able to capture a great customer base and a great word of mouth by just simply
Mhm.
having great customer service.
That is true. So you've been open a year in business. So what is one thing that you didn't expect uh, owning the business?
So I did not expect for me to be known for our food.
Hmm.
I think that my idea when I opened this business was to, get a lot of support from, the fellow police officers, first responders, Anchor Glass, and just all of the connections that I know to come over, and have a drink, not necessarily eat, but to come over, socialize, catch up with their friends, uh, and reading a book from, John Taffer before I started too, because I had
Hmm.
no experience. So I definitely
Right.
put in the time and effort to learn.
Hmm.
And obviously, customer service is one thing that he definitely hit on, and that's where, with the food aspect of it, really didn't think that.
Hmm.
But so now you don't really see a whole lot of first responders come in here, Anchor Glass come in here just to drink.
Hmm.
You know,
Uh, mhm.
80% of these people that come in here are coming in here because they are getting food.
Right.
And actually, I'm so happy that it turned out that way.
Hmm.
It's it really does make me feel better that people are even enjoying the food as much as they are the customer service. So we win-win both there.
Hmm.
Anybody can go to the, store and buy cold beer. Anybody can go to a different bar and hopefully they get served within 10 minutes.
Right.
And I've seen that happen too. But normally, you go and you get, Coors Light tastes like Coors Light, you know.
Hmm.
But the food is an amazing draw here that I did not expect. That I'm so fortunate worked out in my favor.
Yeah, because you started doing breakfast now, right?
Yes, we do. Yep,
Mhm.
we do
Yeah.
breakfast, and it was, again, I thought when I first started doing breakfast that I would get employees from across the street. I would get,
Hmm.
first responders getting done with their shift. I would get Kennedy Valve getting done with their shift, because there really is no place in the morning that they can go, and
Right.
that's like their second shift. That's not,
Hmm.
that's not their morning time. So
Right.
to give them a place to go where they can enjoy an adult beverage at the same time,
Hmm.
plus a meal,
Right.
I thought that it would really pick up. And, we first started doing 6 a.m. and, that wasn't really making out too well. So we changed it to 8. And now that it's at 8 a.m., it does do well. It's still not out there a lot. I still got to do a better job on my end, to advertise it, to get it out there, publicize it. And I think it will catch on.
Right. No, that's good. So you have a new business venture opening up. Can you tell us about that?
So the new business adventure was the original plan for myself.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
old that was the original plan, and it goes back to the Catholic War Vets building.
All right.
I must say it's been kind of in the last probably couple months, learning, the time that it was taken away from here already. I have sat down and reevaluated some myself. The plan is still to go forward with it, but it's going to be a lot slower pace than what I anticipated. And even if, like, I got a food trailer now too, so the food trailer throws a mix into it. So this business is doing so well, and I'm providing great customer service, great, my employees love it here. It just, so now I'm kind of rethinking the idea, should I do it or should I not do it?
Right. So
I
tell me
certainly
about your
don't
food
want to,
trailer.
I really don't want to extend myself to a point where, you're taken away from a place that I built from pretty much the ground up,
Right.
and and everybody's happy with it. And then all of a sudden, it extends it and you're not giving the same to the place where it originated. So, and that, and I did get a food trailer, and it is run out of Pick's Pub. So that's used for catering. We'll set up at small events, nothing major.
Right.
It won't be used every day, but also having that's another thing that you got to have employees for. You got to have the time to do it, to schedule it. So, I mean, as of now, the goal, I'm still working with the bank on the other building and stuff like that. But if anything, it's on the back burner if it does open.
Steve, I want to thank you for joining us here on my podcast, Minding Your Business. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I do definitely appreciate the opportunity and look forward to, seeing what happens and what comes. And if there's anything I can ever do for you, you please let me know.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you very much.